Good morning, dear children. Let's do today direct and indirect speech in English grammar. There are two ways of reporting what somebody says. One is the direct speech, and the other is the reported speech or indirect speech. Now, a speaker's word can be reported in two ways. One is the exact words of the speaker. Okay, the teacher said to Rajesh, "You have a bright future." So these are the exact words which the teacher said to Rajesh. The same thing, this will come under direct speech. And indirect speech is when suppose you are observing. So whatever the speaker has said, without using the exact words, if you report it, like the teacher told Rajesh that he had a bright future. So the same sentence can be spoken in two different ways. One is the exact words, the direct speech, and the other is in the reported manner, which is the indirect speech, in which you change the words a little bit. Now, we may often be required to report what we have heard elsewhere. And there are two ways of reporting what another person has said. Either we can quote or reproduce the actual words by the speaker. The same way, like direct speech, I am going to school now. Mona said, "We shall have done our work." So these are direct speech. The reproduction of the exact words of the speaker is called direct speech. We may also give an account of what another person has said. In other words, when the meaning of a speech is conveyed in the reporter's words, it is called indirect speech. So I hope this is clear. What is the difference between a direct and an indirect speech? When we use direct speech in our writing, we have to use inverted commas. You all must have noticed. Inverted commas are also called speech marks. And the first spoken word must have a capital letter. And whenever a new speaker begins, we must start a new line. So these are the ways when we use direct speech even in our conversation or even a writing. Now, in direct speech, we use the speaker's own words. If he says about himself, he will use first person like I. So in text, we put speech marks around the words spoken. Okay. And saying exactly what someone has said, that is the direct speech. It is also known as the quoted speech. For example, I am going to the cinema, he said. Now, if the same sentence is to be said or is to be reported by someone else, so he will say, he said that he was going to the cinema. But here, since it is directly spoken by the person, it is in the inverted commas and it is written in that format only. I am going to the cinema. He said, I am playing. This is another example of direct speech. She said, I shall paint. So it can be any tense that way. I am going, I shall paint. Okay. I did this, whatever. I have finished this exercise today. So all these sentences are actually in the direct speech. The inspector said, I am glad to be with you now. Now, there are more examples here. Direct speech. I have caught 3 fish. The train will leave in 10 minutes. I am a clever girl. I love ice cream. I know this type of angle. So all these are spoken by different persons. So all these are actually reported in the same exact words. So this is actually the direct speech. And indirect speech is actually reported speech which reports what a speaker said without using the exact words. And when we report what another person has said, we usually do not use the speaker's exact words. Okay, so therefore you need to learn how to transform direct speech into reported speech. So that is the thing where you have to look at the rules and how to change a direct speech into indirect speech. So that is what is going to be taught in this video. Now see, in reporting speech, the tense usually changes. So first of all, you have to keep in mind, just because you are telling someone or reporting someone, we are usually talking about a time in the past which has already happened, and you are narrating it. That is why this topic is also known as narration. So whatever is narrated like a story, whatever has happened in the past. So in indirect speech, we report what was said, and that is why everything changes into the past tense. So the tense of things change, and everything is actually transformed in past tense, and that too in a you have to change the tenses accordingly. You cannot just change every tense to one single form. We sometimes even need to change the pronouns, okay, and also we don't use speech marks or the inverted commas in indirect speech. That we have to remove always. He said, I am playing. Now in this sentence, when we say he said I am playing, this will be changed. He said that he was playing. Now you have to add that as a conjunction, because you are removing the comma and the inverted commas both. So he said that. Now I am playing becomes he was playing. I am playing is in the present continuous tense. Now this becomes past continuous tense, and I changes into he because that person, the boy who is saying about himself. So this becomes, he said that he was playing, because somebody else is reporting about him. She said, I shall paint. She said that she would paint. Now shall will change into would. Shall changes either into would or even in should, but since will and shall have almost similar meaning, both will change into would. Mostly shall will all change into would. He said, I have finished this exercise today. So the sentence now in the indirect speech will be, he said that he had finished that exercise that day. Now this changes into that. Today also changes into that day. So I changes into he, and have finished, which is in the present perfect tense, changes into past perfect tense, had finished. So he said that he had finished this exercise that day. The inspector said, I am glad to be with you now. The inspector said that he was glad to be with me then. So now changes into then. I am changes into he was. So you have to end with you, because he is telling me. So this you, the pronoun, changes into me. So the inspector said that he was glad to be with me then. Now they are changed the previous sentences, the direct sentences, into indirect ones. He said he had caught 3 fish. He shouted that the train would leave in 10 minutes. She said that she was a clever girl. He said he loved ice cream. She said that she knew that type of an angle. If you remember the sentence, it was, she said, I know this type of angle. Now this sentence is changed into indirect speech. She said that she knew that type of angle. Now, what changes do you notice in both the speeches? First of all, omission of the commas, then the use of that, then the change of pronouns, the change of tenses, and even the change of adverb, place, or time. This becomes that, today becomes that day, yesterday will become the day before, tomorrow becomes the following day. So, some of the changes, so these are the changes which are actually done while changing a direct speech into indirect speech. Now, I am feeling ill. Paul said that he was feeling ill. Now, this sentence, Paul said, I am feeling ill. Now, what are the changes? You can note down the changes now. See, in the green color, it is the verb Paul said, that is the same, but when you see I changes into he, am changes into was, and the inverted commas are removed. So no speech marks or the inverted commas in the indirect speech. We added that, which is an optional conjunction actually. Pronoun is changed from I to he, and tense is changed from present to past. Am becomes was. Okay. Now, how to change statements, that means the affirmative or assertive sentences of direct speech into indirect speech. So, there are 3 rules while changing from direct to indirect of statements like sentences. Rule number 1, change of tense. So, whenever you see it is in the present tense or future tense, then it remains in the, if the reporting verb, now just remember one exception, or this is one rule, that if the reporting verb in the direct speech is in the present tense or in future tense, then it remains same in indirect speech too. That is, then there is no change in tense. Otherwise, you will always have to change the tense of the sentence. Now, here the sentence is, my friend says. Now, says is in simple present tense. He is very handsome. So, the indirect speech also will have the same tense. My friend says that he is very handsome. So, no change in the tense. My granny will say. Now, this is the future tense. This is a reporting verb. Says or will say are the reporting verbs. If these are in the present or future tense, then the tense of the sentence inside, okay, that will, inside the commas, will not change. You need to eat well. So, my granny will say that you need to eat well. But if the reporting verb is in the past tense, then you have to change the tense of the sentence. You have to bring everything to the past. So then the verbs within the inverted commas will change in the indirect speech statement. Like am becomes was, is also becomes was, are changes to were, do or does changes to did, have or has changes to had, will to would, and can to could. Now, simple rule is simple present becomes simple past. But if the sentence is in simple past, then the indirect speech will have past perfect. They said they went at work. That means it is already in the past tense. So they said that they had gone at work. Now we went at work becomes they had gone at work. So remember this. You have to change a simple past into past perfect. Then present continuous changes into continuous past. I am going to school becomes she was going to school. Present perfect changes to past perfect. They said we have finished the work. They said that they had finished the work. Then past perfect. Now here you have to take care that there is no change in the past perfect, because you don't have any degree higher of past tense. So whatever is there, it is already done, past. I hadn't gone there. That will remain the same. He said that he hadn't gone there. Only the pronoun will change here, but not the tense. Of course, the inverted commas will also not be there, but still no change in the tense. Future tense, will or shall, they will change into would. Kia said, I will come on Monday. Kia said that she would come on Monday. So that simple will or shall changes into would. Now can, modals, how are they changed? Similarly, can changes into could, may changes into might. The kids said we may go to school. The kids said they might go to school. Can, I can go to the party tonight. Could, she said she could go to the party that night. So that way you can see how the changes are done in modals. Then change of pronouns, that is a rule 2. Now how do you change the pronouns? So here sometimes you may get confused, but just think who is saying to whom. That will then make it easy for you to understand. There are 3 types of pronouns that way. If you see the formula, first person, second person and third person. So first person is I or we. Okay. Second person is he or she, and you. I or we becomes the first person. You is the second person, and he or she is a third person. Here they have given a formula. First person as a subject, second person object, and third person no change. So if the subject of the quoted words is in the first person, then it will change according to the subject of the reported verb. The formula is known as Sun formula. That way, he said to her, I like coffee. So he said to her that he liked coffee. Subject of the quoted words is in the first person. So first person will change according to the subject of the reported verb. It will become he. Then if the subject of the quoted word is in the second person, like you, he said to her, you look happy, then it will change according to the object of the reporting verb. Now object is, she told her that she looked happy. Her, she said to her, her is the object. So accordingly, the pronoun will change to she only. If the subject of the quoted word is in the third person, then there will be no change. Like he said to him, so let it be. He said to him, she has already left. He told him that she had already left. So there is no change when you have a third person talking to, like he said to him. Him is the actually the object, and he is again the subject. So subject is in the third person, he, then there will be no, she has already left. She or he, I told you, are the third persons. So if it is in the third person, then there is no need to change anything. Now let us do the indirect speech of imperative sentence. Now what is an imperative sentence? A sentence which expresses command, request, advice or suggestion is called imperative sentence. For example, open the door, please help me, learn your lesson. So such sentences are imperative sentence. And if such sentences are used in a direct speech, how do we change them into an indirect speech? So let us see the examples. To change such sentences into indirect speech, the word ordered or requested or advised or suggested or forbade or not to do, such words are added to the reporting verb depending upon the nature of the imperative sentence. If it is in the request form, if it is using please, then you will use requested. if it is using to work hard, you should work hard. So that is a suggestion or advice. Okay. And if you are telling not to do this, do not make a noise, do not waste time, then it will be a not to do or forbade him. So such sentences do not use directly the words please or sorry or thank you, but they will change. Such words like ordered or requested or advised or suggested, such words are added to the reporting verb. And you will just simply write the other part of the sentence like to help me with the infinitive. Like he said to me, please help me. So this will become he requested me to help me. Now you will not use please again. He requested me to help him. Please itself means it's a request. She said to him, you should work hard for exam. So she suggested him to work hard for exam. They said to him, do not tell a lie. Now they said to him, do not tell a lie. So they told him not to tell a lie. Or they said to him not to tell a lie. He said, open the door. So he ordered to open the door. Now if it was, he said, please open the door, then it would have been, he requested to open the door. So you can see the sentence, whether it is in the form of an order or is it in the form of a request. So if the please or such words are used, then you can understand that it's a request. So you will use requested instead of ordered. Now the last sentence, the last example, the teacher said to student, do not waste time. Now this looks like an advice. So the teacher advised the students not to waste time. And please notice that in such sentences, there is no need for the tense to be changed. It is just help me becomes to help me. Work hard, you should work hard for exam becomes to work hard for exam. You will just add to and write the same sentence. Okay, and do not tell a lie means not to tell a lie. Open the door means to open the door. And do not waste time, not to waste time. So it's just simple, but you have to add some words like ordered or requested or advised, such words before. Now let's move to the next part, that is indirect speech for interrogative or question sentence. Now children, this is one of the most important topics of narration, because here you have to keep in mind one more thing. You have to change the place of the subject and the verb apart from the other changes. The other changes are the change in the tense, the change in the pronoun, the change in the inverted commas. You don't use inverted commas in the indirect speech. You add that, but here you won't add that. So some things you have to keep in mind more here in a question sentence, and that is why it becomes a little difficult. Now for changing a question sentence into indirect speech, we have to observe first the nature of the question and then change it into indirect speech. Now there are two types of questions. One is in which you can just ask a question and the answer comes back either in yes or no. The answer, it can be answered in either yes or no. Like, do you like coffee? So the answer may be yes, I like coffee, or maybe I don't like coffee. But there are certain other questions, the other type that needs a little bit of explanation, and like which uses the WH family. When, where, why, what, how. Okay, all these words, suppose the sentence begins with when. When will you be ready? Now here the answer will not be in yes or no. It will be around 10 p.m. or around 10 a.m., whatever is the time, or within 2 hours. So the answer will be in certain other manner apart from yes or no. So the words which are the sentences which are having the WH family questions like where were you yesterday, why are you late today, how are you today, all those questions, they have a different way of being changed into indirect speech, and the other one which has the question to be answered in either yes or no, those questions they need a different manner. They actually require whether or if to be added. Okay, so you remember that you have to see the question first. The question is asking any question which can be answered either in yes or no, then you have to add whether or if before you start the or before the reported verb or the reported part. For example, they said to me, "Did you go to school?" Now, did you go to school is a question which can be answered in either yes, I went to school, or no, I didn't go to school. So, this indirect speech here, they asked me if I had gone to school. Now, I, because it was asked to me, so you becomes I. Did you go is in the simple past. So, now it has become had gone. First of all, the tense will become past perfect. Whether I had gone. Now, here in the question, you see did and then the subject you. But in the indirect speech, you see if I comes before had gone. So the subject comes first, followed by the verb. So you have to always change the position also of the subject and the verb in an interrogative sentence. And then you will remove the question mark also along with the inverted commas in a question sentence. Now, how do we change direct speech to indirect speech? Certain rules, the common rules. When we use reported speech, we are usually talking about the past. So remember, whenever you are telling a story or you are telling an incident, we are narrating it actually. So therefore, the verb usually change to the past tense in the reported speech. Now that is why let us recap whatever we had done. Am and is become was, are becomes were, have or has into had, can or can't becomes could or could not, will or won't become would or wouldn't. And the tense change is already told. Present simple becomes past simple, present continuous becomes past continuous, present perfect becomes past perfect, present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. But now, past simple becomes past perfect, and past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Past perfect will have no change. Okay, remember, and even past perfect continuous will have no change, it will remain the same. Future tense in the simple form will changes into would, future continuous will be changes into would be, and if it is in the future perfect, will have becomes would have. So these are the rules for changing the tenses in an indirect speech. Changes in time and adverbs in the indirect speech. Today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day or the following day, yesterday becomes the day before or the previous day, next week becomes the following week, month or year, last week becomes the previous week, now becomes then, even just becomes then, ago becomes before, here is changed into there, and this becomes. Now we can also change the exclamatory sentences into indirect speech. How to change them? So we have to change the sentences like hurrah, I won the prize, or we won the match. So such sentences, they show the expression of joy. So we have to use such words like exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with sorrow if it is a sorrowful experience, then exclaimed with wonder if there is something in which a person is showing his wonder and marvel. Like John said, "Wow, what a nice shirt it is." So John exclaimed with wonder that it was a nice shirt. So such sentences in the indirect speech, they will be actually having a phrase which will have exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed with pride sometimes. Okay, so such words can be used and we don't use this exclamatory marks like hurrah or alas or wow in the indirect speech. So that you have to remember. Please don't use the exclamatory words like hurrah or alas or wow or hey. Such words are not used in the indirect speech. Instead of that, we will write the uh, phrase exclaimed with joy or exclaimed with sorrow as per the mood of the or emotion of the sentence. Now, thank you. I hope you have all understood the direct and indirect speech or narration as we call it. Hope to see you in the next video soon. Bye till then.